What up, bros? Bran back with another video, and today I want to talk about some of the economy shifts that are inevitably going to be happening upon arrival of the latest patch if all of the changes remain the same as they are currently on the PTR. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, and it's not a coincidence that I'm standing by the stone cutting table as I am recording this, the first thing I need to talk to you guys about is stone cutting. Almost all of the materials involved with stone cutting value is going to increase upon arrival of this latest patch. And why is that? Well, stone cutting is going to become more valuable as a trade skill in general because people will be able to actually finally craft the tuning orbs reliably. They are reducing the amount of corrupted lodestones required to craft the Garden of Genesis tuning orbs as well as the Lazarus tuning orbs. So now more people will be interested in getting their stone cutting to 200, crafting the obsidian void stone, crafting the runestone, purchasing the Stonecutter's crafting set, and leveling their stone cutting. So all of the resources and materials required to do that will all be affected by these changes, and you'll see a shift in the economy on your server more than likely. So let's talk about the corrupted lodestone. You're only going to require, I think, 3 of them for the Lazarus orb and 2 of them for the Genesis orb. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I know it's a massive reduction on them. And the idea here is now these are craftable, so now runestones become more valuable because people will actually want to craft them because they can make the tuning orbs now. So runestones economy is going to shift. And something to talk about is the Stonecutter set. Okay, so you have a default 15% chance to craft additional items. You could bump that up to 25% with the full Stonecutter set. And currently, 3 of the 5 items of the Stonecutter set are completely inexpensive, and they are going to all be gobbled up and sold for much higher prices upon arrival of this patch. Check out the Stonecutter set, guys. We got the gloves, 15 coin. We got the hat, 50 coin. We got the shoes, 5 coin. Now the 2 notable ones are the pants. Check that out. There's only 3 in Everfall on my server. 4 total on the entire server. These will all be gobbled up on release of the patch, guys. These will all be gone. All of these will be bought. And the Stonecutter's shirt is expensive as well. This is across my entire server currently. There are only 7 of them. Definitely think about getting your hands on a full Stonecutter set, whether you're going to flip them and sell them back after the patch is released, or use them for yourself. Now let's check out Runestone. As many of you know, Runestone is a 24-hour cooldown. You can craft 10 of them per 24 hours. And currently, the market for them are completely inexpensive, guys. You're talking 65 coin per for something that you can only craft 10 of per 24 hours. Compare this to Asmodeum, which goes for about 500 per on my server for the same cooldown. The runestones are going to increase in price, guys. That is what I'm trying to get at here. Whether you want to flip them or stock up on them now or start crafting your own now, think about it. Start investing in stone cutting. It is going to be a much more profitable profession. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is going to involve what happens after you get inside those expeditions. When you get inside Lazarus, when you get inside Garden of Genesis, some of the materials that drop from there are actually going to be affected by these changes. More people inside the expeditions means more of these items available. And the items I'm talking about are going to be the metallic bone weave and spectral dust, which are 2 materials from Lazarus, as well as the putrid bark and the sticky vines, which are materials from Garden of Genesis. Keep your eyes on these materials, whether they're cheap or expensive now on your trading post. They are going to go up or down potentially depending on the economy of your server. So keep your eyes on these materials. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is going to be Arcana in general. There are going to be many changes to the Arcana table. Most notably, they're finally fixing it allowing you to finally reach 600 gear score on craft with the Arcana. So everything involving Arcana is also going to be increased in value. I want to read the change to you guys real quick. It's a quick paragraph from the developer update. And it is written, "We are also aware of an issue with crafted magical weapons, parentheses, the Arcana skill, and parentheses, that prevents them from being crafted at 600 gear score. This is due to one of the ingredients not applying gear score bonuses. We have fixed this in a future update by introducing an additional core material requirement that can be used to add the additional gear score range required to reach 600. TLDR there is you'll be able to craft at a 600. So now everyone is going to want to craft Arcana stuff. And what does that mean as far as the economy goes? Which items are affected by that? Well, obviously your Arcana or Concoctor sets are going to be increased in value. Your Arcana food, the plus 15 crafting skill, is going to be affected. The food and the recipe for that one. And all of the potions are going to be affected because they are, for some reason, adding an extra ingredient to, I believe the infused potions are going to require an extra ingredient. Let me know down in the comments or correct me if I'm wrong there. I'm not 100% positive on that one. What I heard is that they're adding an extra ingredient required to the potions though. So if that is true, the potions will be more expensive as is, just because they're requiring an extra ingredient, right? So you can flip the potions as well, or just stock up on potions now so that you don't have to pay the premium price after that extra ingredient is added. Now, the last thing I want to talk about with you guys today is going to be all of the weapon balance changes and how that is going to affect the economy. Well, in MMOs, when there are balance changes, a lot of the classes in other games, or for this game, weapons, will be less played and some will be more played. And alongside that, the perks that sell for these weapons are going to be affected. All the gear that has, let's say, Empowering Fireball is a great example. Empowering Fireball is now finally going to work. So all of the gear that you find that has Empowering Fireball on it is going to increase in price because now people can finally use that perk. They're going to be going into the trading post. They're going to hit that perks. As soon as the patch drops, somebody might have been waiting a long time for this to finally be working. They're going to hit that Empowering Fireball. They'll probably search by gear score highest, and they'll start purchasing items that have the Empowering Fireball on them now that it works. Let's talk about some of the notable perks and weapons that are going to be affected by these changes. Well, the first is a negative. The Ice Gauntlet perks are definitely going to drop in value because there are going to be a lot less Ice Gauntlet players if these patch notes make it all the way through to the live servers. A lot of people are completely frustrated and upset with the Ice Gauntlet changes and considering swapping weapons completely if the weapon changes make it to the live servers. Now we have the Musket, which is going to be the opposite. The Musket is going upwards. It's going to get a massive buff with the reload speed and damage buffs. So things like Crippling Powder Burn are going to be increasing in value with the changes. So you would go and search Crippling Powder Burn and look, pretty cheap. You got a legendary with it with 1,000 for 1,000, another one for 1,000. These are going to be way more valuable after the changes because more people are going to be playing the Musket, more people are going to be searching for these items. The demand will increase. Now, almost everything involving Rapier is going to be affected. Rapier is already in a pretty decent spot as is as a weapon for PvE content and PvP content, and now it is getting a major buff with Momentum buff, Tondo buff, and Riposte buff. So the value of perks on gear or weapons that have Rapier perks are going up. Most notably, the Tondo and Riposte perks are going to increase in value. Now, of course, when any weapon gets released completely new, the crafting mod for the most valuable or strongest perks for those new weapons are going to be a premium. Everyone wants to play the new weapon. A lot of people are going to be playing Void Gauntlet on its release, at least trying it out. And of course, to try it out at its maximum potential, they're going to want to equip those those best perks. So notably, I have for you guys 2 perks to look out for the Void Gauntlet. The Void Gauntlet Putrefying Scream perk is going to sell very well. That is going to be almost an automatic required perk for any Void Gauntlet player for PvP. And the crafting mod for that Putrefying Scream will also sell as well. And secondly, I have the Voracious Blade perk. That is going to sell well as well, because that perk is great, and that is going to be another very valuable ability for PvE and PvP for the Void Gauntlet. But that's everything I have for you guys today. If you enjoy my content, make sure you like and subscribe. If you have any questions for me, make sure you follow me over at twitch.tv/brandtvx. Peace, guys.